So imagine a world with companies without any data scientists and programmers. Imagine a world with companies that do not adjust their systems, platforms to their customer needs. Would we call these companies world-class? No, probably not. However, what if the humans in these companies would be able to collaborate with intelligent machines? What if these machines would contextually learn what is important? What if these machines would be able to adjust the processes themselves? And what if the humans in these companies could fully focus on what matters? Because what matters is not programming. What matters is customer need. Could that be possible? If so, what would we need for this? We would need machines that are able to learn alike humans. And that's our company, that's our vision. ALAIQ. So what does it mean? It means that we are talking about digital colleagues. That's how we call it. What makes a colleague different? What is a colleague? A colleague is a peer. He understands the business he's in together with you. And a colleague is also a mate that enjoys some time with you, but also takes care of you. And for this session today, I've set some goals. We all love setting goals, don't we? Yeah. So first of all, what we will do today is to visualize humans in Industry 4.0. We've seen a lot already, but I want to show you a picture how it's really executed. Second, we want to chat to someone who knows exactly what intelligent machines need to collaborate effectively with humans. That's a special guest for today. He's waiting already some time, but he will be here, I hope. And then I would like to introduce our digital colleagues to you, what we have so far. And in the end, of course, you will get a kind of takeaway. At least that's the goal, yeah? And we set the goals to achieve them. However, starting with the first point, we've heard already humanizing Industry 4.0, which is a very, very important topic. And I think we need to emphasize this and we need to highlight this. We cannot highlight this often enough because that's a human in Industry 4.0. Live dashboards, vast amount of data. And what we've heard so far, hey, these humans, they need to have skills, data science skills. So let's train all of them in data science. Perfect, great idea. But then, yeah, on the other hand, are there enough people capable of doing so? Are there then great marketeers still? We don't know. And what do these people do with all this information? So what they do is they try to set priorities. What is the machine that I need to put some maintenance on? And these kind of things. However, they will never get all what is necessary. So they will search themselves in red bars, on real-time dashboards, whatever. Oh, there's something red. I need to take care about it. But what is now really important and what should we do there? We have seen lots of innovations already today with a hint to what is possible. But I think we need to bring it at least one level further. And to know where I'm aiming at, we need to talk about data, of course. Data is very important. It's the currency of today. However, I thought maybe it's better to talk to data instead of talking about data. What do you think? So that's why I've invited a colleague, a digital colleague, who's busy in a very, very busy and challenging environment. And there he has a wonderful role because he is Chief of Operations. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Chief of Operations of the Starship Enterprise. Please welcome Lieutenant Commander Data. Yeah, the guys here are really cheering up, you see this. So we have some marks here for you, Mr. Data. Welcome, welcome.
Nice being here, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Data, some of you might not know you. I know it's only a very few, but maybe you could introduce yourself briefly.
Yes, my name is Lieutenant Commander Data. I am second officer, meaning third in command of the USS Enterprise. I'm only subordinate to Commander Riker and Captain Picard. I'm in charge of the operations station, including internal system control, communication, and sensors. I usually communicate this technical information in a condensed way to the executives in command.
Very well, thanks a lot. So now, of course, everyone knows what he's doing, right? So, however, I thought maybe we can show some clips of your work so that the people get a better feeling of what you're actually doing there.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's start.
Exactly, when will they reach Haven?
Exactly, 13 hours, 9 minutes, 22 seconds, 350.
Thank you.
5 months, 6 days, 11 hours, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Data.
Commander, if the Borg stay at warp 9.6, we'll be forced to discontinue pursuit and power down in less than 3 hours.
2 hours, 40 minutes, 3 seconds.
How long before?
They should receive in 51 years, 10 months, 9 weeks, 16 days.
Mr. Data.
The resumption of our present course at warp 6 will place us in the Talib Beta system in 6 days, 13 hours, 47 minutes. What, no seconds? I have discovered, sir, a certain level of impatience when I calculate a lengthy time interval to the nearest second. However, if you wish, no.
If there are only supposed to be 114 people on board, why all the extra space?
Transportation of colonists, diplomatic missions, emergency evacuation. Thank you, Mr. Data.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot. I hope you have now getting a grasp of what he's doing on his spaceship. So, Mr. Data, I'm frankly spoken a bit nervous because you are the first android, intelligent machine I've ever interviewed. And I took a course in undergoing effective interviews. So there I got a quite good recommendation to start with some off-topic questions, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm also a bit nervous since this is my first speech in front of a business audience. I am used to Starfleet commanders, as you might expect. So, yes, the sharing of irrelevant information, small talk, would may be good to crack the ice. I have successfully updated my subroutine on that, thanks to Commander Hutchinson's.
Okay, so you're aware of small talk. That's nice to hear. So, to me, and maybe also to some of you, the most important question is, of course, do you speak Klingon? Yes, it sounds interesting, but what does that mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay, quite expensive language, I see. Okay, but I see you have some humor, and I would like to test your humor to a different level now. Looking at your statue, would you consider yourself as a kind of oversized Android device? Sorry, yeah. Was my kind of humor. Doesn't matter. Let's get back to business and to the topic. So first of all, we've seen in the video and in the clips that you're dealing with complex situations and complex data. Could you outline how exactly you process it?
Well, I collect data from different sources, analyze patterns, identify correlations, and then I compare these results against the initial background of my birth.
Okay, so that means that you integrate with the same type of data as humans do, correct?
Yes, we need to have the same basis to understand each other. However, I focus on my strengths so that they can focus on theirs.
Could you please expand on this?
Well, humans are actually quite efficient in taking decisions. They weigh arguments of different sorts, like, for example, data-driven, feeling-driven, but also considering ethical aspects. However, in order to make informed decisions, especially in complex situations, they need the full picture.
And that's where you come into play.
Exactly. I collect these various data and pre-process it to give it to my executives at the right time, helping them make the right decisions.
So that means that these people, these humans, your colleagues, don't need to search themselves for relevant information and relevant data and make it up themselves, but you provide it to them?
Precisely. The quick processing of waste data is one of my specialties.
Okay, and how do you process then this exactly?
What do you mean exactly?
So I'm wondering if you really then humans learn. So you also learn then in these
Sure,
circumstances?
sure, okay. Now we're on the same page again. Of course, I'm continuously learning, as humans also do.
At least you would guess so, yeah.
I have the feeling sometimes I need to get used to your humor to get what's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not only you, that's also the audience. So. Okay, but back to your topic. I find it very interesting that from your point of view, intelligent machines, one of their key aspects would be that they learn continuously?
Yes, you cannot call a machine intelligent if you're not able to build on what it has learned from new insights. Being intelligent for me means that the ability to learn continuously and improve over time. You could not call anything intelligent what doesn't have these capabilities.
Okay, that's an interesting point, but how would you judge our current AI models and business applications against that very background?
We have nothing.
Pardon me?
We have nothing. That is what François Chollet, one of Google's main AI developer and creator of the Keras deep learning and TensorFlow framework, said when he was asked about the state of general AI development a few months ago. And I personally think he's fully right.
Could you please expand on this once again?
Well, what you use today in language processing, playing games, picture recognition, and all the other big data models, big neural networks, is not able to learn continuously. Once you change a small detail, small rule of the game, these models fail entirely and need to be retrained from scratch.
And why?
Because you need vast amounts of data to train these models, and companies therefore use several years of records to provide this data. But once a small detail changes, let's say a sudden event creates a disruption in the supply chains, this will not be recognized by the system as it is not significant enough. You therefore need experts like data scientists and programmers to arrange and label this data continuously and accordingly so that you get a different outcome. However, the models need to be retrained fully anyhow, and this takes time. In a dynamic situation, this time span can be enough to make things change again. In my view, that is not what companies need. Companies need to have all the relevant information available at all time to react quick enough and appropriately quick, actually, to a complex situation.
So, to summarize it, if I get it right, because I think that's a very important point, the majority of the current AI models are just trained initially and don't learn anymore over time without heavy retraining them?
Precisely. You could put it like that.
Okay, thanks a lot for this insight. That's very important. However, how can we go from this? So, what is important here? What is your view on this? What do companies really need?
Well, in my view, companies certainly need capabilities like big neural networks provide, but they certainly also need something in addition. They need something that can learn spontaneously, that can learn from collaborating with you and also from its own observations in real time. Furthermore, a system could go complex simulations by itself in order to enrich its knowledge about the current situation. And if then the ability is added to communicate this in an understandable way to humans, that, in my point of view, would something a company could really make use of.
But from your point of view, the current AI applications are not capable of doing so?
Not in complex situations, no. For example, things where neural networks perform well, predicting water consumption, those systems are not complex at all. But supply chains, operation processes, and at least successful companies usually are.
Okay, so back to these dynamic situations. In dynamic situations, you say it is critical to learn in real-time data and adjust accordingly, quickly. So that's one of your capabilities and strengths?
I'm quite confident it is, yes.
Great. SAP and many other big players say now it is very important to improve the supply chain transparency. And they have partners like Bosch to do this quickly. However, one example is, we've heard this today already, if a container is stuck in a harbor, you want to know this and then you want to inform your production planning, for instance, because it could have a shortage on your production line. Would you agree in general on this kind of transparency?
Yes, I would totally agree. However, even though you need this transparency to manage these complex situations effectively, what you also need is are the resources and the capabilities within your company to actually be able to perceive this data in a way that you can make informed decisions. You must be very careful that you don't get stuck or overwhelmed by an uncontrolled stream of real-time data, because there's a high risk to create precisely that by using these technologies.
And how do you deal with this on the enterprise?
Well, I basically take over that part. I condense information and communicate it to the executives.
But why do you still involve humans in this? Because I guess you are much more effective and efficient in these kind of things.
Well, one could think it's that simple, but it's not. There are often many diverse facets to a problem, and I found that human intelligent machine collaboration works best in these situations. In my experiences, humans and machines together always outperform humans or machines alone. Furthermore, I could hardly imagine that humans would be willing to learn from me or even obey to my commands if I would not pay them the same respect.
Thanks a lot. That's a very good insight. So as we are now need to end this conversation, I would like to know if you have some advices for our audience that they could take with them.
Yes, for sure. You could put this in 10 steps. First, connect machines and humans to the same types of data. Second, observe actual human and machine behavior. Learn your lessons from these observations. Learn continuously in real time from above. Elaborate alternative solutions. Assess these alternative solutions. Generate patterns and connect these. Update the learnings. Execute these learnings in practice. Start again the learning cycle and keep it running.
Thanks, Mr. Data. However, that's a lot. I was aiming at something, let's say lighter, simplistic, that they can take with them.
Sure. You can also put it like this. What you as human companies need are colleagues. Digital colleagues.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Data. Thanks a lot. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. My stock.
What does that mean?
Oh, that just means it has a great... My Klingon also got a bit rusty. That means it was a great pleasure being here, and have a really nice day, everyone.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Data, and have a safe trip home. Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot also to my colleague Max, who did the Mr. Data today for us, because the real Mr. Data could not join. We tried it remotely, but they were in a different sphere, so that's why Max needed to take over. Okay, so I promised to you I will also talk about digital colleagues briefly. So digital colleagues, what we've seen, the ultimate goal, of course, is Mr. Data. But how can we benefit from that principle already today? And if we see organizations in the past, it was really human only. And if there was a free vacancy, we tried to hire humans, of course. And now we're busy with just hiring applications. But maybe we see something which is a kind of hybrid organization. Hybrid organization with human and digital colleagues together, collaborating. So that means a world-class connected industry is not only connecting machines with machines or connecting humans with humans, but also connecting humans with machines with intelligent machines effectively. And this is also valid in the future, of course, for full supply chains. And these digital colleagues, these are not software applications. These are real colleagues who are working with your systems. If you have SAP and you are happy with it, they are too. They work with SAP. If you work with Excel, they work with Excel. If you work with old DB2 databases, they do too. And if you are already that lucky that you have a digital twin, perfect. They would love to link up with the digital twin. Our team of digital colleagues, what we have so far, is supply chain and operation focused. That doesn't matter that we cannot think about other applications, but at the moment it's that. First of all, we have Loki. Loki is a supply chain specialist. Loki loves to contribute operationally. What does Loki do, for instance? Supports operational purchasers. He analyzes daily with them the current demand and supply situation and gives concrete priorities on the one hand and also recommendations for action. One simplistic example, there's an escalation, please call that supplier now. And then they can click and they call, okay? Or send an email reminder, adjust your material planning parameter settings in SAP because it's worth to do so. And this Loki does daily. Loki analyzes daily the full supply and demand situations and gives recommendations and also executes them if you wish. Then we have our lovely Lisa. Lisa is not that operational. She's our SCM in-house consultant and is a bit more busy with tactical and strategical things. Should we use that supplier anymore? Yes or no, for instance? Yeah. Do we have a structural problem somewhere? Lisa will find it. Then we have Juno, of course. Juno is an excellent production planner. Yeah, also production planning gets more and more complex. And we have Willy, and Willy is a value stream analyst. So Willy analyzes factories, warehouses based upon sensor data on the one hand, machine data, ERP data, MES data, what you want to have. And Willy is outlining the problems in detail. That is your problem, and that machine with that product, you have this structural problem. Not a one-off. You have a structural problem, and you need to take care of this. And we roll this out at the moment globally for an automotive tier 1. If we have a look upon the supply chain, we focused on this. You see our team is from the purchase over the production, logistics, planning, and sales and distribution capable of supporting you on different levels. Operationally, order line level. Tactically, let's say material product, product group, supplier level, and even strategically. And if you want to link up with them, it's quite easy. You can, on the one hand, do it with what you want, with an app, with an email. Lisa communicates via email, for instance, because managers love to communicate to consultants via email. And what they also love are PDF reports. Okay? You can have the best dashboard, but they love this bloody PDF report. So Lisa provides PDF reports, no matter, no problem, okay, with the insights, and they can share this easily. Willy helps not only in selecting the right problems and provides some hints what needs to be improved, but he also learns from the improvements themselves because he executes together with you the 8D process. Problem description he provides. Ad hoc measure suggestions he provides already. And then he's starting to learn together with you. The colleagues at the automotive tier 1 can fill in the 8D form on a web portal in their own language. Chinese, English, Polish, German, and then we start learning contextually. So that means the company can benefit from it in the future from similar problems overall, and Willy will not only provide the D2, but maybe also the D3, the D4, which is the root cause, D5, D6, whatever you want. However, it depends on the collaboration. It really depends on the collaboration. Do you collaborate with your digital colleague effectively? And then you're the happy guy. in the end. However, what is important? 4 points. Collaboration. So our digital colleagues need your collaboration. Mr. Data would not have learned what he is capable of doing without collaborating with humans. That's his learning, and we can already benefit from his learning, which is 2,000 years in the future, I think, yeah? So, second thing is observation. We need to see the same type of data. So, our digital colleagues can observe data on the one hand, but also observe human decisions. If you decide that that very supplier is different, then you don't need to program it. You just need to act upon it differently, and our system, our digital colleague, will recognize it and adjust its behaviors also accordingly. Simulation, which is important. So the situations we've learned, we simulate. It's a kind of dreaming, yeah? So to see which variations could also come in the future. And what they seek to do, the digital colleagues, is to have a kind of interrelation, a good interrelation, engage with you, because interrelation is the foundation of collaboration, and then we're again on the top. So, if you want to know more about it, you can recognize us with the white shirts, yeah, and the ALAIQ logo. Come to the roundtable and also come to our booth, because there we can show you some nice things and applications, and you get a feeling of what is possible with digital colleagues. And now someone is asking, how long does it take? What we will show you took us 7 months. Imagine what we can do in 7 years. So your takeaway for today, I promise this. Always aim for intelligent machines learning alike humans. And one hint, never settle for less. Thanks a lot.